Sometimes you find something in a video game that makes you think, well, never gonna be able to play this again. This is why today we're diving into the top 10 games that were pulled from store shelves for outrageous reasons. Night Trap. 1992's Night Trap was released to mixed reviews, featuring scantily clad women being hunted by a group of vampire augurs. Most people were not even slightly interested in this release. That is, until the United States Senate held a hearing on violent video games. Senator Joe Lieberman was so offended by the use of sex and violence in the game. He argued that the whole youth of America was at risk for being corrupted by Night Trap.
Night Trap uses actual actors and achieves an unprecedented level of realism. What is particularly troubling about the scene in this film that we have an extract of is a graphic depiction of the violence against women with strong overtones of sexual violence. I find this segment deeply offensive and believe that it simply should be taken off the market.
Feeling the pressure from a growing political scandal, the Sega CD version was pulled from shelves at Toys R Us and FAO Shores, and ultimately the Night Trap controversy helped inspire the ESRB rating system that's still in use today. Naked Mario. Known in Japan as Mario no Kaku, this game was brought over to America in summer of 1991. Most people don't remember seeing this title because it was one of the last games released on the original NES, and was only available in a small test market, the United States Pacific Northwest. But for some of you who grew up in the Seattle-Tacoma area, you may remember seeing a picture of Mario's dong on the shelves at your local game store. The backlash from parenting groups across the country was swift, and Nintendo quickly pulled the games and erased all records of its existence, even going so far to establish the Nintendo of America headquarters in Seattle to keep an eye on all local records of the game since. Probably a good idea. Racist Tetris. This game takes up 7 spots on our list because it's actually been released 7 separate times in various countries, under various names, but has always been pulled from shelves within a matter of days. Created by Russian gaming scientist Petriki Lofofab, Racist Tetris was inspired by a series of events Petriki experienced during his time working in Euro Disneyland. The game operates like a standard version of Tetris, with racial slurs shouted at the player every time they clear a line. Users have also pointed out there's no green blocks in any version of the game, but debate still rages on about whether or not this is significant. Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Many people played Sonic the Hedgehog 3, and upon release in 1995, it quickly became one of the best-selling video games of the era. But that didn't stop the game from being abruptly pulled from shelves in winter of that year, after a cutscene was discovered in the game depicting the Blue Hedgehog himself going on a long-winded rant about why weed should be legalized.
Thanks for playing my game. Sonic could not have done it without you. You know what else Sonic really needs? Marijuana! Ever heard of it? It's a plant that is very special. In fact, not too long ago, it was perfectly legal in the United States. I won't go into the politics of why this great and magical plant was criminalized, but it doesn't really make sense for alcohol to be legal and not weed. Sonic the Hedgehog is a strong believer in personal freedom. I think people should decide for themselves if they want to toke it up or not, so don't believe your teachers or your parents if they say getting ivory is no good. Sonic says make up your own mind. Try it for yourself. Ask a friend where to get it. Lots of kids know how. Just try it.
Parents at the time were angered at the well-thought-out and convincing arguments that Sonic made for the legalization of the drug.
I'm going to say no, and I'm going to explain to him how people market things to make you spend more money.
And in 1996, a report released by the ESRB linked Sonic the Hedgehog 3 to a sharp increase in drug use among preteens.
I've seen it smoked daily. Marijuana is available daily.
When kids ask me, what are the worst drugs on the street? And you know what answers they want to hear, right? That's crack. It's PCP, turn your brain to applesauce. I say marijuana.
Copies of the game have gone on to become collector's items, fetching upwards of $100,000 on eBay. Though we've already covered 10 full games on this list, there is one honorable mention we'd like to give credit to: Scrunt. This level title comes from 1983 and was released on the Famicom as Sloplord. A mistranslation of the title ended up having the game released in America as Scrunt. Critically acclaimed for its dark and gritty tone and hard-hitting political message, Scrunt was pulled after a national petition from mothers who thought the word Scrunt sounded gross. In early 1985, Scrunt was delisted from all video game merchandising brochures, making the game almost impossible to find. Interesting enough, even though Scrunt was a huge hit and a cultural landmark of the 80s, he's been virtually completely forgotten about among modern gaming audiences. Shame. Admit it, you've never heard of Scrunt before this video. And thanks again to Silicon Valley Bank for sponsoring this video. Silicon Valley Bank supports the unique financial needs of the tech industry. As a small business owner myself, I need a bank I can trust and ensure that my money will still be there tomorrow. At least I hope that's the case. I mean, they haven't really gotten back to me in a few weeks. I know they might be busy, but come on. I'm still getting paid, right? Guess it's not too late to make an Oddheader OnlyFans. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, and if you know of any other video games that were pulled from store shelves, submit through oddheader.com, come join the Discord, or even send me a shout through Twitter or Reddit. And don't forget to catch me at this year's E3 at the official Oddheader booth. Super excited to show you what we got in store. Shout out to Angel the Fox, Ash Photography, BitWiff27, Chad Biscuits, Combat 15 Bull, Flex, Grow Ups, Ed Moffat, Eddie Talkspin the Bleach Primid, Fox M Cloud 123, Miss Arctic Foxy, Rackman 22, Red Team Medic, Riley S, Robert Eisenman, Rolkop Mifua, Starcore 2, Tenryu Yui Arnet, Terran Stock, Towerizer, Chal Z, and Jan Banir for their Patreon support. Stay tuned.